welcome to Road Tote Garage. Today we're sitting around having coffee. Well, we have some redoing after mounting the steering column in and pretty much trying to figure out its location. It then showed me where the dash cluster was going to be in the way of the column. So what we've done, in addition to moving the cluster over a little bit, approximately about an inch or so, enough to make it so the bezel and everything would be on the side of the column. Which here's a estimate of where the column's going to go. It's not the exact cut at the moment. I'll probably start out small and then mark it as I go. So we had to cut this side of the dash, slide it over, but while we're doing that, we figured it would be a good time to, if we were going to put dash switches for lights and wipers in it, that would be the opportunity to do it. So right now I gotta let it cool just a little bit so she doesn't get all warbly. We're just about there, and I'll go around and do a series of another set of zips. And hopefully no sparks in my lap like I just had a minute ago. So the same thing again, I just zip, try to keep my heat low, and I could probably do my hands too. So I'll do that, let it cool for a second. The scallops, or the dimples for the lights and wipers, will also help kind of disguise that a little bit, or where my chop was. That cleans up pretty good. I can go. In fact, I'll go ahead and do one pass of the grinders. And you'll see how it cleans up a little bit better. So the dimples there show me where I have it welded. It won't take it all of it all the way down, but just shows me where I can come back and slowly fill in. And I'll try to get about 95% of it filled, and then I will fill it, smooch her over. You can also dolly it a little bit, which I might do a couple taps on it, just on the weld area. The back side, in order for me to fit it, I utilized a couple pieces of the extra dash stuff fill the holes. Come on. So I'm using switches from the Econoline. That we got. Just simple, good stock, tough switches, light switch and electric switch. Certainly some patience. Go slow. Behind it. You have to take them a wobble too. I think I might leave that just like it is. I can probably take that down. Okay. Well, that loosen up there, babe. I was gonna say I'm hitting something. Well, the marker's pretty close. Pretty close. Would you come around and mark that Am I tight to the bottom there?
No.
Is a gap?
Yeah.
What, an eighth or so? Welder pinstriping. Now, there's like that much room. That's the telescopic out. So, that's just too close. Not that that's where you'd be driving all the time. You can tilt the wheel up a little bit, but I'm gonna say that you need to find a different spot. So, I think what I'm planning on doing is taking it, moving it up to about that line. And then that puts it up there. Now you'll have to lean forward in order to, put it down from park to drive. But it's the better alternative than having it too close of a gap there. Also, I got a Grant steering wheel that we will use, and the adapter to go to the telescopic wheel. So we'll change that over, hopefully. Well, that's where I'm at now. I've got the wiper switch and headlight switch. There'll be probably a couple other buttons going in. Also, I'm putting that red light prism on the top. I'll probably go for that. I've also counted a couple of those down there for the center of the dash where the gauge goes needs some support, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Signing out. Remember what I said? Road Toad Garage. Don't do what I do, do you. Go out in the garage, have fun. And God bless and toad out. Here we go. Trying to figure out the lights situation. Who locks into who? Alright, see that here? See how that one?
Okay, so it's upside down.
And then typically on lights, the plug is pointing up this way.
Well, I had it pointing down because I thought it'd be easier for wiring.
For the wiring, I understand. So this would go like this, and then of course the light thing goes up the top, so that means that notch would need to be like that. course, they notch it either way. So that would go like this. It's a weird setup. Oh, get back up top. And that is one of the things I wanted to see was I did a trial run on seeing how far separated they would be and making sure we didn't have any switch conflicts. We customize it and put one switch plug facing another switch plug and it's big, it could be a problem. And voila. Now, they're kind of canted, but hey, it's a rat rod. At least that's what I've been told. It's a rat rod, buddy. Man, let's see if she fits into that. Or we got a brace in the way, or it won't get there from here. No, I think that's good. What do you think? So my other thing I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out the shifter stuff. So I have a couple of shifter levers and linkages and stuff. A cadre of if they were crows, it would be a murder. It'd be a murder. But so what I try to do is give myself a couple different types of way of adjustment. And that one had that adjustment on it. This one here has a couple different adjustments on it. This one has another adjustment, which I don't dislike, but I would have to give it some attention. I like how that fits in that hole there. That's nice. That's a nice end. She's a contender. I also got a big fat hole on this other end, which I think I may end up changing. I like these right here. This is, I don't like the plastic thing so much as I like this end, where you have a slotted rod and it slides down in it. Look, got some dirt in it. and it'll adjust back and forth. I've also done them like this, so then that gives you adjustment in length, because that's really the key of the whole shift and linkage thing, is your length. Your length from your pivot point on your shifter and the length of your pivot point on your transmission need to be the same. Sometimes, in some cases, slightly different, all depending on your gate and where the gate locks, and also on your transmission and where the transmission detents are. So I am using a Ford shifter with a Ford transmission, which would have been somewhat similar. However, this was probably a column shift, judging by the way the arm goes down. I made an adapter for the arm. My co-builder, camera lady, editor person, I'll get you a picture of that in a bit. So, first things first, I need to decide what I'm going to do. I need to get some measurements. That's what I need to do first. So measure. Now I can do this by going center hole to center hole. However, the shifter arm is bent. You can't just go from center to center, because just as the crow flies, it's not the same distance if you're on the road. But this is the same thing. So I should put a mark on. There's a pin welded in the shaft of the, I'll just call it Mustang shifter. It could be a myriad of cars. Mustangs, Pintos, what have you. So it's going to be kind of a guesstimation. Get us in the ballpark. So I'm going to say the point for my pivot from the shifter down to the center hole on this arm is that much. Yeah, I will skip a number. So I'm going to say about 3 5/8. So we will write that down. S for shifter, 3 5/8. So I'll go from about center of the pivot on this one. Now I can't go by the hole in the shifting arm. I have to go by the actual spot where the shifter goes in the transmission. And so I'm off. I'm off about an inch to inch and an eighth. I can measure up from that hole. Did I bump you? Did I get you, baby? What? Oh, difficult to camera me, and actually 3/4 of an inch, but from the hole it's about an inch and a quarter, maybe close to inch and a half, inch and 3/8, probably precisely. So that means I need to add on to that arm. What I can do is try adding a couple inches to that arm, and then that would help. Well, I think, yeah, that's what I can do. And I'll still have I use this piece of metal here specifically because it had sides to it, and it basically is capturing
the current shifter arm in a channel. And so then there's no way, once I put the bolt on it, it's locked in there. It sandwiches in back in that channel, and it's not coming out. And so it holds it firmly with one bolt. So right now, we will go ahead and undo that one. And I will add to the bottom of it. And I think I can add, well, let's put a mark. Here's where my shifter bend is. And I'm marking the bend in the shifter because I want to keep that slot, but I want to add to it. So I could add a tab to the bottom of it, moving the shifter, the shifter, or I should say, the transmission arm pivot up. See if I can go ahead and take that off. So, what I will do, move to the left. Some other stuff. You see that yellow knife? Is it still around here?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
Are you taking this out from the piece that you just straightened?
Yes. Yes, I am. Well, I've been kicking. Well, yeah. That's a good attitude, baby. Maybe. Might be why it's still in that thing over there. Our cubby holes is the old girl was just locked up. Because if I can't get it loose or to adjust, there ain't no sense of messing with it.